Hello, everybody. I'm Jessie Stone, and welcome to Bitch and Wine. Cheers. Today, I have my friend Amanda Hanson with me. I'm very excited to have her talk about this topic. Our Rumble topic this week was body positivity, so that fits right in because I recently did a boudoir photo shoot with Amanda.
You didn't just do it, you nailed it.
Stop. So I never thought I'd do a boudoir shot, but she talked me into it. So tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got into doing this kind of photography.
So I moved to Western North Carolina about 2 years ago. I've looked all over the place because my 9-to-5 is in higher education, and so that kind of field lends to moving quite often. I'm originally from Virginia though, and so it feels good to be back on the East Coast. As far as how I got into photography, I can't even remember the first time I picked up a camera. I was always playing with a camera some way, somehow. Got in trouble one time because I took the film out of the camera, held it up to the light to try to see it, and then my mom kindly explains that it has to be developed first.
I failed my only photography class that I took, by the way.
So yeah, I've always been playing with cameras. I got my first DSLR about 7 or 8 years ago at this point. And I've done a lot of portraits. I've done a lot of seniors. I've done a lot of kids and families and that kind of stuff. But there's something to be said for combining body positivity and photography together that just kind of spoke to me.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be a very difficult thing to do. We've talked about how difficult weddings are to shoot, but a boudoir shoot. Oh, what if people don't know what a boudoir shot is?
So
totally.
So boudoir is it technically is the French for, and I'm mispronouncing the French because I'm Southern and I say boudoir.
Boudoir.
It just means in the bedroom, and so it was traditionally more for feminine in the bedroom shots, not necessarily nude. Didn't ever have to be nude. Never specifies that. It's really to your own comfort and to your own kind of what you want to get out of it as to what you do. But it's a lot of more intimate shots of the body, of details of just kind of the human form in general.
I love it. I was very nervous, I think, because I've never done anything like that before. But of course, I trust Amanda. I know her. She's my friend. She's in WOW with me, and so that seemed like a good opportunity. I was like, well, if I'm ever gonna do it, it's gonna be now. So she kept, when are we gonna schedule it? When are we gonna schedule it? So we scheduled it, and it was a blast. We did it here at her house in her studio. I requested today that we shoot on this couch because it's velvety and pink and wonderful.
And Jessie's in love with my couch.
I love it.
But yeah, the idea is to have a luxury experience, to really come in, feel truly pampered, because it's not every day you get your hair and your makeup done. For a lot of women, the last time they had it done may have been their wedding.
Yeah, I didn't have, so the lady who came over and did my makeup, she had airbrush makeup, and I've never had airbrush makeup. I was like, I have more makeup on today than I did at my wedding.
Yeah. And you don't have to walk down an aisle or party or worry about any of the details.
Yeah.
You just get to get pampered.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. So talk about, how do you train as a photographer to take these kinds of shots and make women, look good, feel good?
So it's actually kind of a side passion of mine for body positivity because it's something I've been focused on as far as my professional career for a minute here, around the idea of we all have bodies, like none is better than the other. It's just great to have a body and to live in a body.
Thankful for it.
Yeah, and so I've kind of been focused on that for a while, and so it was just the perfect combination to turn with photography. And surprisingly, a lot of the same kind of rules of portrait photography apply to boudoir, as far as certain angles and certain lighting and certain things you want to avoid versus not do and versus not everything else. And so there's just a similarity, and they actually tied in really easily to everything I've already done.
Right. Yeah, they look great. I mean, I'm such a skeptic, and I was like, maybe a few of them will turn out good. Christmas present for my husband. But every shot you took, I was just like, oh my god, that's me. What?
So what convinced you to do it?
I think because of my weight loss. In the last year, I've lost 75 pounds, and I've always been very modest and very conservative with my body. Even in Women of Waynesville, we do the naked charity calendar, and all of our members get naked all the time. And I was just like, I've just never felt comfortable enough to do that, even though I've thought how amazing they are to do it.
Yeah.
And so I kind of felt like a hypocrite. And, I was like, well, I have lost weight and I should do something for myself to celebrate that. Because I think even when you do lose a lot of weight, when you've been overweight for so long, you're always going to see yourself that way.
Yep.
Like you'll lose 75 pounds and still look in the mirror and see the fat girl that you've grown up as. So I think that was just very important to me to, let my guard down, do something outside of my comfort zone, and, and it was great.
And all things considered, your shoot was pretty modest.
I'm still modest.
Yeah, you're still the modest.
Amanda was good about like handing me stuff to put over me in between.
There's only one Janet Jackson moment. We were fine.
Yeah. Only one slip.
Yeah.
Two.
That's fine.
That's what editing's for.
But I always let the client guide the session in that as to how far they want to go. Because sometimes clients will want to do like push the envelope, really risque kind of photos, and that's totally fine. And I'm happy to do that as a photographer. More than happy to do that. And then other people are like, no, I just really want to be, sexy, and for me that means being under a sheet, and that's fine.
Yeah, you want to leave some to the imagination.
Exactly.
That was my thinking. And also, I wanted something classic, something classy that you can keep as a memento, and maybe you won't be horrified if your grandchildren find it in 50 years.
We can point out, hey,
it's always going to be traumatizing to see
I used to look like
grandma.
that, so that's what you can say. I used to look like that.
I want your grandkids to be like, man, Granny was hot.
Yeah. And as far as the product, let's talk about that for a second.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of different things you can do with the images, and that's a question I get from clients all the time of like, well, I took them, now what do I do with them?
Right. Yeah.
Like, how do I
utilize these?
It's not something you want to send over to like Walmart and have Creepy Joe staring at your photos all the time.
Correct. We tried to do that with the WOW calendar.
Yes, you don't want to do that.
And they destroyed our WOW calendar photos.
Yeah.
Because it was against their policy, and I had to pitch a bitch.
Yeah.
But anyway,
so the company I use to make albums, which are very fancy books, very, very fancy books, is called the Boudoir album. And it was specifically just started about 10 years ago, a little bit longer at this point, specifically to cover boudoir and more sensitive areas of photography. And so they have an all-women staff who does all of the bookbinding, all of the production and everything. They have one guy on staff and he manages the business side of things as far as like taking in the orders and calling back clients and like making sure that things are where they need to be and the shipping and all of that kind of stuff. But as far as from start to finish, it's managed by women. And so it's a comfort to clients to know that.
And I love supporting women, women-owned, women-run businesses. That's always a plus when you can do that.
So there's the album that's coming.
Yes, I'm so excited.
Fingers crossed it will be in time for the holidays. Fingers crossed. They have an early date for Christmas, and I think we missed it by like 2 days. So fingers crossed it will still happen in time.
Fingers crossed. Matt can just wait in anticipation.
Yeah, exactly. So there's that. There's also the metal print that you have coming. There are what's called Folio Boxes, which are very fancy, like jewelry box looking things. And then inside is a matted photo with a high quality photo and a beautiful mat. And so like there's stacks of them that you can do different things with. But my personal favorite are the albums because I feel like it's a very private way to show off something beautiful.
Right.
And the albums themselves are absolutely stunning.
Yeah. And because mine were so modest, I don't mind blowing up one of mine and putting it over my bed. The ones with the guitar.
Yeah. I love the one with
an album
guitar.
Or an album cover. If I ever make an album, I already have an album cover.
Yeah.
Art by Amanda.
And that's the other thing is that I always ask clients to bring in something that's meaningful to them. And for you brought the guitar.
That was really cool.
Other clients have brought their wedding shoes or their husband's shirt and tie or something like that. And so just something that's sentimental that brings in that little personal touch.
For sure. No, the guitar was a nice touch. She put me in so many awkward positions, y'all. Like, my hip still hurts.
Yeah.
This hip is kind of out of alignment now. It's probably all the back arching and...
it's awkward.
It's so awkward. You don't feel very sexy doing it. And
Yeah.
you're like, how is this going to look good? But Amanda knows what she's doing, and the angles are great, and it did look good.
Yeah. It's super awkward
position.
I mean, I try to tell everybody before you get started, like, it is going to be awkward feeling.
On the silky sheets, rolling around on the silky sheets.
Yes, and you'll leave sore.
I was sore. I was like, what the heck?
Yeah.
I felt a little old because of that.
Yeah.
But, so, why is this such a benefit for women, self-esteem? Because I've been around you several times, and me included, when you've told people, you should come do a boudoir shoot with me. And every time I've heard them say, well, I need to lose a little more weight. Or that's always I was like, oh, yep, that's what I said too.
That's always what everyone says, but honestly, the trick and the secret to what I get to do, and I say get to do for a reason, is that it gets to women to see how other people see them. Because women are naturally beautiful. We just are so trained to believe that we aren't. It's like, oh, okay, you're cute, you're good, you're beautiful, but I'm not.
Right.
Like, there's that exception to it.
Yeah, we tell ourselves things all the time that we would never say to one of our friends.
Exactly.
Like, if our friend came up to us like, oh, I'm so ugly and fat, like, you'd be like, no, ma'am, you are not. And then we tell ourselves the same horrible things.
Yeah. And so the trick is that for a little glimpse of time, you get to see yourself how other people see you.
Yeah. Right. Well, I had some drink during. I had some liquid courage during our shoot. Yeah. It was like 10 a.m., but that's okay.
And so that's the other thing, is the way the shoot works is clients will get here about 10 or so, about an hour for hair and makeup, and then about an hour and a half to 2 hours of shooting, depending on how quickly we move through things.
We moved through a lot.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
And then clients get to leave in a full face of makeup and hair done and go enjoy the rest of their day. And
so if you can set up a date following your boudoir shot, that would be convenient, because then you're already ready.
Yep, and then I believe in a quick turnaround, so I think I had yours done in 2 days.
She had all these pictures edited, so we did it Sunday. Did the shoot Sunday, and Tuesday we went out to dinner, and she had all my shots edited, so she's quick. And I know that's always a tedious thing for photographers, and editing can be tough. But some photographers are really, anal about their
I
they take
believe
forever.
in a speedy process because it gets it out of my mind, and it's a good thing for the client.
And then how much editing do you do? I know we talked about, you don't do a lot of, you're not going to cover up everybody's imperfections.
I'm not going to take off 25 pounds. I'm not going to, remove a scar you've had since you were little, like that kind of stuff, no. Basically anything that's temporary, like blemishes, or I had one client one time who had a cold sore, poor thing.
Been there.
Like that kind of stuff, not a problem. Happy to do it. And I smooth everything out a little bit. But I'm not going to go in and remove 25 pounds because that's not you.
That's not you.
That's not you.
It's an experience.
Exactly.
It's like a once in a lifetime. How many times are you going to do this in your life?
Yep.
So it's really awesome. I recommend it to women, no matter what age, size. Just do it, and you're going to love it.
Yep.
And Amanda is amazing. I can't tell you how shocked I was. I know she's talented, but you see your own pictures, you're like, whoa. So check her out, book a boudoir shot. You will not regret it. So thank you so much for joining me on Bitch and Wine. I love this topic. I love helping women, so appreciate what you do.
Of course.
And cheers.
Cheers.
We'll see you next time on Bitch and Wine.